The ideas of stages on the NoFap journey and self-improvement was kind of unreal to me until I got 3 years of experience. And now whenever I sit down and actually think about it for a while, it actually makes sense to me. Because I noticed the 5 stages that I have went through up until this stage of life, 3 years later, that I'm gonna share with you right now in this video. And the first one is the rewiring stage. This is the first one and perhaps the shortest one. It's the stage where you see the most amount of progress within your life. Because in my perspective, in my life, I went from a guy who used to jerk off 30 times a single day, play a bunch of video games, and never do something within his life, to someone who now cleaned up his room within 2 days, who goes to the gym, who starts meditating, journaling, and reading. And in this stage, you start to feel like a top G, you start to feel amazing. However, for many people, it will be tough, because in the beginning, you have to have something that not many people have, but I had. And that is a very good incentive to actually even start this journey. And you see, in my opinion, there is only one true way to actually get to this stage. And the easiest one is to hit rock bottom. It is where you basically get to a position of life where you simply cannot tolerate yourself and your wrongdoings anymore, and now you simply have to change something about that. Which will lead you toward the second stage of this journey, which I call the high. I call it the high because in this stage you start to notice the progress of your labor. Now you start to get the muscles, you see the lessons that you've been learning from books actually kicking into place. You start to actually experience the fruits of your labors in the first stage. And in this stage, you feel amazing, you feel incredible, you feel like life will never come down, like life will continue on this upward stream of heaven until no end. And you start to feel amazing. Well, not for long, because the next stage and the third one is the dead zone. Because you celebrated so much in the second stage, you got complacent, and I got complacent myself. I can tell that from my own experience. I was in this stage for about a year and a half. In this stage, you still do the work, you still do the habits, but you forget one very, very, very important thing, and that is to progressively overload everything that you do. So my mistake was, I was only progressively overloading the gym. I was go to the gym progressively overloaded, and I was thinking that I was doing absolutely fine. But what about the business? What about my health? What about making money? What about approaching people? I stopped progressively overloading everything else but the gym. And so I would make a bunch of progress and then come back down. And I used to be on this up and down wave till I couldn't take it anymore and finally got into the fourth stage, which I call the second wind. This is also a shorter stage. In this stage, from my personal experience, for 3 to 4 months, I locked in so goddamn hard to the point where I've basically transformed my business, got a bunch of clients, transformed my work ethic, started producing videos way too quickly and way too well, started leveling up upon every single habit, and started approaching beautiful women and girls. However, it doesn't last for long, cause you will evolve into the fifth stage. Cause with all the knowledge that you will learn within the fourth stage, you evolve into the next stage and the fifth and final one, which is the stage in which you love life. I'm currently in that stage right now. You see, I am stressed. I have stresses that I have to take care of within this life. However, I know that I'm gonna do them. I have confidence that I'm gonna make it happen. And I know that this guy right here will not allow future Christian to suffer. And in this stage, you actually start to enjoy, as I mentioned, life, but more importantly, the work that you're doing. Right now, I'm enjoying recording this video. I'm enjoying doing those cold calls every single day. I enjoy sending cold DMs on my phone, and I enjoy making these videos for you because I know in the long run, this will yield some results. At this stage of life, you basically start to enjoy the work for what it is. And that's my current stage. Maybe there is a stage after this, maybe there isn't. There probably is. My life has absolutely transformed since I started this journey. And now I can confidently say, 3 years later since starting, that this was perhaps the best decision of my life. A decision that will make me a billionaire in the future. Mark my words, I will either be dead or be a billionaire. And now I took you on this journey myself. I took you on this short little video explaining to you the stages. However, you have to understand something. Many people, maybe you including, will never get to experience even stage 1, let alone stage 5. And what do I mean? Many people are afraid to hit rock bottom, to seriously sit down and say to themselves, brother, you seriously suck balls. You have to change something about this. Like, look at yourself. Many people are afraid of that. And I don't blame them. Like, this journey isn't for everyone. However, it is for the top 1%ers. So if you came until the end of this video, you are obviously one of them. And if you want to live that life, that high life of Lamborghinis, of you being able to go freely anywhere you want, of you making money online and not having to worry about the bills, and also you have a beautiful relationship with friends and especially your wife because you're a NoFap, brother, there is only one way to make it happen, and that is to take action. I gave you everything, I gave you the map, now you need to take action. And if you need some more personal help with this, you can even check out the link in the description to find out more. I'll see you, and now let's crush this before it crushes you. And I'm serious.